Hey guys, Adam Perry here with TrueDFS, and I am going to briefly go through today's 11-game NHL DFS slate. We'll go over a little hand building just for fun, get an idea for the projections, where ownership lies, stuff like that. And it's been helping us get to know the lines, get a little bit of quote unquote no puck kind of knowledge, stuff like that. And then we'll use SaberSim to build lineups. We'll build for the flagship as if we're running a full portfolio. I think it's a 52 max contest. So we'll run for that. And we'll take a look at the news before we do anything, see if there's anything we need to look out for. Hint, hint, there really isn't on today's slate. I took a look at it before I started. So luckily we're in the clear, at least as of now, for that. But you always want to look. I mean, coming off the holiday break, there could be new lines, stuff like that. So you will want to look out, especially before lock. Now, it is nice we're getting these 11 games. Usually we get these on Tuesdays. The schedule kind of switched here. Now we have 5 games on a Tuesday, 10 games on a Wednesday. These were usually our small light days. And then a little bit lighter on Thursday, but not that bad. And then Friday is still going to be a light day. But a lot of action this week, especially the first 3-4 days of the week. So it's looking good. And it's a good full slate. So looking over the news, I mean, the only thing to look out for, you've got Chinnikov traded, but I don't think he's projected in. Vetrano's already projected out. Gudis already projected out. So no issues there. I mean, this game time decision for Asparat hardly matters. I don't, if you get to him, watch out. I don't think we'll be getting any of them. Now, this one kind of matters. I mean, Morrissey's a strong player. Their total's okay against Edmonton, the Jets. So, you will want to look out for Morrissey. You could get to some of them. I wouldn't be shocked. We'll see if they're in our portfolio we get to any Morrissey, but this is one you will want to kind of look out for. But I don't think you're going to be getting boatloads of Winnipeg on this slate, but if you do, it's going to include Morrissey most likely. So take a look at that. Now we'll do what we do is we look at projections. I got this idea from Sheets, and it seems to work well, or at least be an interesting way to just kind of get an overview of the slate, is see who's bunching up in terms of top value. And then you can get an idea of who looks like good plays, but also kind of where chalk lies. We'll just do a hand build. I mean, it kind of works if you're doing just a single entry, and people have fun doing it. But what it also does is it forces us to look at the lines and the line combinations. And sometimes we look at natural stat trick for the shift charts in these things. It's like a popcorn machine, but for NHL instead of NBA. So, a lot of stuff in there. I'll just go briefly. I mean, it looks like Colorado kind of bunching as the top values. Ottawa kind of bunching up there. I mean, it makes sense. You look at them, they have 2 of the higher totals on the slate. They look like good plays. So we'll see what we could do. I think Colorado, the top line's fully correlated. Let's take a look at the Avs. Let's see. Yeah, Landeskog, McKinnon, Natchez, all going to be on power play 1. And then I think it's Nelson. Yeah, and then you throw Nelson on there. So I don't know if we could do the full power play with Colorado. I mean, they're usually so expensive with Nate McKinnon, but let's see what you could handle price-wise. Natchez, Landeskog. Let's just see what happens if you do the full power play. I'm not saying you, but I would go no less than 4-man stacks. So let's see who our top projected goalie is. Blackwood, but he's going to be pricey. I mean, it'd be nice to correlate Blackwood, but I don't think you can do it. Barely. So let's go down in goalie. Logan Thompson, a good goalie, an underdog team on the road, cheap price. Okay. That's our next best shot, huh? So let's go Logan. And you don't have much left. You don't have a whole lot left, but you've got something. So let's find a good point per dollar play. Giroux, Arvidsson, see if there's any Colorado. Josh Manson. You could do the full onslaught, throw in like a Manson. And one of these guys. Giroux. Can only throw in one of them. Yeah, I mean, it's tough. It's tough to play the full Colorado onslaught. Let's see what Ottawa's looking like. Right, these are going to be the top two teams projection-wise. So let's see what you could do. I mean, Colorado's in a great spot, but I don't know that you could really onslaught them. The four-man's pretty pricey too. If you want to get line one in. Chuck, Stützle, Zetterlund. Now, Chuck and Stützle on the power play, and then Batherson and Cousins should be correlated, right? Yeah. So no full correlation here, but let's see. Stützle's getting pricey, huh? He's been good. Otto with a strong total. It's not quite 4, right? Remember, SaberSim's giving us averages, not medians. So it's not quite a 4 goal total, but probably over 3.5, right? Let's see. I forgot to give a plug too. Don't forget, like and subscribe. Helps out the channel. Yeah, I mean, well over 3.5 for Ottawa. What's Colorado? I mean, Colorado over 3.5, just barely. Who did we say? Logan Thompson. Solid. You have a little bit more per man, and you could get in one of these like good values, like the Perron or what's Zetterlund. Perron is a top value guy you can get in. Zetterlund kind of looks good. So let's see if we did Perron for the onslaught. Our top D was Manson or Fabro. Then you got 4K. So you could do a little bit more with Ottawa. You get the full correlation if you do the total onslaught. Per usual, my usual line, and I'll stick with it. I prefer SaberSim to solve this for me. That's why we have it. Let's see if there's any other teams in terms of this value grade that pop. It's pretty spread out. Edmonton kind of looking good. They're going to be pricey. Let's see what you could do with Edmonton. You can't go wrong with Edmonton, though, can you? Always strong. I'm just going to continue to pop in Thompson. So you get 3,500 a man. You can't play Draisaitl for the full onslaught. You know, then you could do those values. You could do like the Perron value, or who was it, Giroux, who looked like a better value. Why is Giroux such a good value on line 3? Is it just because well, they're both power play too. So I don't know. I mean, you need an Edmonton 4-man. Get Claude Giroux. I prefer Perron. It makes more sense to me. But I don't know. Should I trust my gut? I tend not to. Try not to. You know, say we want Fabro or Manson. There's not a ton you could do. You can't really. Can you get Cousins? So you could get like the 4-2. Is there like a 4-2-2-2? Is there like a Columbus? You correlate Fabro and Charlie Coyle. You get Stahl and 4-2-1-1 is not terrible, but I'm way more correlation. You could get Podkolzin. He kind of correlates with Bouchard, but he's not going to correlate with these other guys. So Edmonton's tough. They're going to be like the third best in terms of raw upside and stuff, but tough to get in. Let's go to SaberSim. I'm going to do my usual thing of only building 4-3s and above. And the reason I do this, I say this every time, it's true that you could get plus EV lineups that aren't 4-3s. And you may want, they could be good, but I only get to build 5,000 lineups. Do I really want to build 600-700 junk lineups just to get to the few good TV 3-mans? I don't know. I'd rather have more candidate lineups in my pool. It's such a small pool, 5,000 lineups on an 11-game slate. So let's build using SaberSim. This is I'm not going to MME tonight, but most people play the flagship, so that's what we're going to build for. And even in my single entry, I'm still going to use SaberSim to build for it. I trust it a lot more than what I can do just hand building. But if you like what you see in this process, check out TrueDFS.com because you can get access to SaberSim through us. And you get the pay dirt model for DFS and betting, Sheets' projections, Goldie's projections. It's like 3 sites in one. And it's $20 more for just like the main base SaberSim package. So you kind of get everything you need plus in one fell swoop instead of buying it a la carte. It's a great deal, so I highly recommend it. You get premium Discord too, where we're always chopping it up, talking strategy. I highly recommend checking that out at TrueDFS.com. And again, don't forget to like and subscribe. Helps us out, helps me out, keeps the channel going, keeps these things free. So do smash the like button, as they say. Smash the like button. It's good to get these plugs in while it's building. It looks like it's about done. So we'll see where SaberSim gets us in a portfolio. I mean, I imagine it's going to be a lot of Ottawa and Colorado. And then we'll see if we get to the Edmonton after. Maybe we get some Carolina, some Winnipeg. But I imagine we're pretty spread out after those two. Just looking at the totals are all bunched up. I hate how it runs the diversifier before it runs. Like it's doing this on the Saber score instead of on the contest sims. What are we doing with a contest sim, in case you're new to this, is we're saying if all the other people do what we think they're going to do in the contest, if they run these stacks at this ownership and these combinations at these rates, how does our lineup grade? How does each one of our lineups that we build grade in terms of its return on investment against that field, against that set of lineups? That's what we're doing with the contest sims. That's following the play-by-play sims, which is a Monte Carlo sim of the games. There's a shot on goal, block shot, an assist, etc., sort of giving probabilities to those events and running through thousands of times. To get the projections, the average projections. All right. So it's a 52 max for the flagship. Let's see in terms, do we have these in terms of ROI? Should be different. Yes, perfect. Okay, so let's take a look at what our portfolio looks like. Pretty spread out. Our highest McKinnon, Landeskog, not surprising. No Hannafin coming up in there. So waiting for that late night Vegas stuff. In terms of goalies, Looks like Igor, our top. You get a good price for him. You get the Logan Thompson in there. Blackwood, despite looking good, is just too pricey. So not a lot of Mackenzie Blackwood, but pretty darn spread out at goalie. Other than Shesterkin, a little bit of Thompson and Gustafson, but no one over 10% besides that. Let's see stack wise. Not a lot of Ottawa. Not a whole lot of Ottawa. That is what I'm surprised about. A lot of Colorado. And then the Seattle coming in there. Off the back-to-back. Crab, but playing against Vancouver. And the price is right, so there you go. We'll be doing a lot of waiting on today's slate. Seattle, Vegas, Calgary. Not a lot of Ottawa. Let's see in terms of sizing. Colorado onslaughts, a couple Ottawa onslaughts. Some Vegas, Seattle in there. But, wow. So we're pretty spread out, though. But 17% Seattle and Vegas. And a good amount of Calgary. So you spend down there. I mean, what do these lineups look like? Let's see what Seattle. Yeah, you spend down with Seattle, and that's how you get those Edmontons. So you got the 4-3. You get McDavid, RNH, and Bouchard in there. A little Nashville. Yeah, here you get Seattle. You get to put in Makar, McKinnon. Makes sense. Here you go spending down with San Jose. Some Boston love. So there's a look at the portfolio as I would play if I were running for the flagship right now. Colorado, my highest owned, but a lot of these high ROI, Seattle's, Vegas, Calgary's, especially these Seattle interesting ones that let you put in the high price stuff. You get some Seattle with the high price Colorado, Seattle with the high price Edmonton. Let's see in terms of just raw ROI. If we sort by what lineups are like the top ROI lineups. Good amount of Winnipeg. You know, Edmonton's good, but Winnipeg at home. One thing I always say about Winnipeg, they have concentrated scoring. When they score, it always comes from, Connor Scheifele. You have to watch out. Reminder, watch out for Morrissey if you do play Winnipeg. Coming in as a good ROI team, at least in the early going, using SaberSim and Goldie's projections. Just got to watch out, make sure Morrissey plays. He practiced, and it was optional. So a good shot. You get the Morrissey. And that game's 6:30, so 30 minutes after lock. You can get him in with Blackwood and Landeskog, Simona. I mean, why not? So, all right, guys, don't forget, check out TrueDFS.com. Like and subscribe. Helps us out. We'll do this again tomorrow. It's a smaller slate, only 5 games. But hey, it's none. I wonder what the contests are going to be like, because for a Tuesday, usually we get the 11-game type slates on the Tuesday. Here we have it on the Monday, and we're going to have it on the Wednesday. And so I don't know how that affects contest types, because usually Tuesdays are good contests, less NBA. So I don't know. But check out TrueDFS.com. for $20 more than you'd pay for SaberSim alone, you get access to Sheets projections, Goldie's projections, SaberSim, the pay dirt model that we've been using for prop betting is doing really well. A lot you get, like 3 sites in one. Just makes sense. So check it out, like and subscribe. I appreciate you watching, and good luck on tonight's slate. Let's go.